Again, good afternoon. Ron Felder. The reason I'm running for county council is that the people of District 1 have said to me numerous times they're not getting the representation that they deserve and what they want. So that's why I'm running. I spent 7.5 years in law enforcement. I'm a business owner, and I've lived in Aiken County for 56 years. So there's nobody more rooted in Aiken County than Ron Felder, currently running for office. Thanks.
Hello, I'm Russ Ferrara. I've been in Aiken County since 1985, and I served on the county council in the late 90s. And then the last time I ran for office was in 2002. I'm retired from the Savannah River site, Savannah River Laboratory. The reason I'm running this district represents Cedar Creek, Woodside, New Ellington, and Jackson. And as a former employee of the laboratory, I feel like those areas can better be served by a representative who has the experience and the background in the community. The retired communities in Cedar Creek, as well as the retired communities in Woodside, I think I would be a very good representative of that community, as well as the folks in Jackson and New Ellington. I'm very intimately involved with when I worked at the site in terms of production of plutonium and tritium, so I understand that issue very, very well. And I'm very, very concerned about the what's remaining $525 million. Hopefully that's going to be spent in this district primarily because those are the folks where this plutonium has been put in their backyard. In my opinion, the Department of Energy took advantage of us in terms of developing or saying they were going to open up the MOX facility, then abandoned that, but in the process, they brought 13 metric tons of plutonium into our backyard. Not that it's a big danger per se, but they used us as a dumping ground, and now I think, particularly for those communities, New Ellington and Jackson, that a significant portion of those funds should be spent in District 2. And right, like she was saying, remaining right now, I think is about $525 million. And I don't know what the state legislature plans to do with that, but I'm very concerned about those funds, as well as getting the National Lab off and running. Right now, we're in a really good position because Patel is taking over the National Lab, and we're partnering with the universities in Georgia and South Carolina. And I think we've got a really good opportunity to increase the amount of funding that the Savannah River National Laboratory receives. And those are some of the reasons why I'm running.
All right, thank you.
Good evening, Mike Kellums, live in Cedar or in New Ellington, running for District 2. Conversation come up about 1.5 years ago after talking with Camille. She told me at her point that she was thinking about not running, and so that conversation led to a couple other conversations, and I just felt like something I needed to do. I'm on the water department currently with CPW in New Ellington. I feel like my background working for a site development company, being in project management, will be a added asset to the county to be able to help with the economic growth and everything that's coming our way. I'm the fire chief for New Ellington Fire Department, been there for 13 years. As fire chief, been on the volunteer fire department for 33 years. No, I'm not that old. Just started at an early age, so I think that speaks for itself right there to show that I'm a public servant, and that's definitely what I want to do. It's a job that I'm running for, and because I'm going to be working for you, the constituents of District 2. Thank you.
Good afternoon, I'm Sandy Haskell. I'm probably one of the few in this room that is actually from Aiken County. And born here, and I did leave for 29 years through job transfer, but I've been back about 20 years. Tried to get re-involved in service through the Lions Club, Neighborhood Watch, other things in the community. Ran for county council at the end of 2009, was elected. I've been on the county council ever since, and decided to serve hopefully serve one more term, and then I think I'll hang it up because I don't want to be like some of our folks up in Washington to just hang around too long. And, but it's been an eye-opening experience. I've really been excited about how much I've learned from being on the county council and trying to provide conservative, fiscally conservative, leadership. And hopefully we'll be able to continue to do that. Thank you.
Good afternoon. Great to be up here. Love public speaking, so this is right in my wheelhouse. My name is Kurt Mueller. I'm running for County Council District 5. I graduated from the Citadel in 2005, the Military College of South Carolina, with a bachelor's in political science. I have 2 boys, Drake and Gage. They're 8 and 5, and when I leave here, I'm going to pick them up from school. We're going to do something fun. So professionally, I'm a certified financial planner. I have been in the financial planning industry for 10 years. I'm also a business owner. And my mom's from New Jersey, and I say that because that's where I get my directness from. I also get it from the Citadel. So I think for me, when I looked at this, and my wife thinks I'm crazy, and I probably am to some degree, but when I looked at this, I felt like as a servant leader, that it was my duty and obligation to lead from the front. That is a big deal to me. So it's easy for us to sit on the sidelines and cast stones. It's easy to do that. I would submit that cowards do that. I'm no coward. And so I decided that I would control what I can control. Control the controllables, as I like to say. And that is that I was going to throw my hat into the ring and step into the arena. I feel compelled to do it. I'm 38 years old, and quite frankly, more people my age need to get involved. It's easy for me to say that. It's quite another to actually get into the arena and hopefully inspire others to do the same. The residents of District 5 need and deserve representation that's responsive, transparent, and visible in the community, and that's precisely what I intend to give them if elected. Thank you.
We'll pass the microphone down to Russ Ferraro. We'll start with the next one. This question has a preface. There are 8 districts on county council. There are 9 members of council. The chairman's elected at large, but there's 8 individual districts on county council. And the districts on county council, as most folks probably understand, vary considerably from the very rural to the very urban to places that are extremely prosperous, places that are not, and everything in between. So the question, the 1-minute question for each is, what is the greatest challenge that you think your district is facing right now? Russ Ferraro.
Well, one concern I have is, of course, as you know, we'll have reassessment every 5 years. So I do know that the folks in Cedar Creek, South Aiken area over by the Aiken Mall, as well as in Woodside, are going to be faced with the issue of possibly seeing their property taxes increase as a result of reassessment. Last time I was on council, that was quite a big concern. And maybe as you know, I called for the firing of the tax assessor, which ultimately did happen. But those folks in those communities are going to be coming to their council representative once this reassessment occurs and looking for some relief or whatever. I'm currently serving on the tax appeal board, so I'm very, very aware of these concerns, and we'll probably have a lot of appeals as a result of reassessment. Now, in terms of the areas like in Jackson and New Ellington, they're suffering right now. A lot of reason they're suffering is because of Savannah Riverside shut down the MOX facility. I guess downsizing of the Savannah Riverside. And those communities need some support, and they need some support from the county. And I'm looking for a little bit of issues in terms of some county share and dual taxations with those municipalities like we do in North Augusta and Aiken.
Okay, Ross, thank you. Mike Helms.
This is going to sound kind of odd coming from a fire chief, but I think one of the issues is still emergency services. Yes, the county has done tremendous in raising the pay raises and retaining employees, but that's just it. We've got to retain them. As the chairman stated, also my ask to do is just throw a couple of more dollars at someone, and they're gonna leave this agency and go to that agency. So, when you talk about emergency services, you're putting people's life at danger. And I think with being, fire chief, 14 years, been in the fire service for 33 years, I think I can bring something there to the county to help out emergency services, to look at ways of maybe changing methods, you know, for our employee retainage, and really put emphasis on that.
Thank you, Haskell.
Thank you. One of the challenges that we're facing in District 5 that we're currently working on is, enlarging the fire district for the Belvedere Fire Department, which is one of the only special purpose fire department in the county. And they have been in negotiations with North Augusta, where they've finally gotten all the areas of who is gonna be under North Augusta, who's gonna be under Belvedere. And that's been kind of a challenge that has been, I guess, a fight that's been going on for about 20 years, and hopefully that will be resolved soon, within the next little few months. And the next challenge that I see is, as the chairman said, inflation and how we're gonna keep our employees with the county, so.
Kurt?
So based on my conversations, as I said earlier, I'm very visible. If you follow me on social media, you can see that. I didn't become visible because I started running for office. I was visible way before then. But based on my conversations on social media that I've had with folks in District 5, litter, traffic, and potential annexation by North Augusta are the three big concerns that I hear routinely. Does anybody have solutions to that? Absolutely not. Are they giving me exact, specific examples? Of course not. It's things like, we have lots of trash, we have lots of traffic. So there's really not any specific examples I can give, but I would submit this perspective, and that is, the people of District 5 are really sick and tired of hearing, that's a city of North Augusta issue, or that's not a county issue, or that's a city of Aiken issue. That may be true, but we as leaders, we as politicians, we as servant leaders, keyword on servant, it's our duty and obligation to at least try to find a solution for them. Now, I'm not suggesting that we could do that, but I am suggesting that we need to have better communication between the county and the municipalities, namely North Augusta and Aiken, to get done what residents of District 5 want done.
Thank you very much. All right, the next question, as you're probably gathering, being on county council is a lot. I'll start with Mike Jones.
Wait, Ron.
Oh, I'm sorry, Ron. Okay, Ron. From the far end there. Thank you.
Number one concerns I hear in District 1, certainly in the Wagner area, is that they feel like they do not have sufficient internet service. When our good government forced schools closed during COVID, some of these folks wasn't able to get on the internet to help these children get through that point in time. Now, some of the other issues that we see in District 1, EMS service is not the greatest, because the people in District 1, certainly in the Wagner area, feel like it takes too long to get response. Now, there's been answers given to me why it takes so long to get responses, because sometimes there's incidents in the Wagner and that area. These people want to go to Richland County or the University Hospital in Augusta. So by the time you go there, they have to spend at least 30 minutes to 45 minutes until the doctors take the patient back. So the EMS personnel has to stay there until they can leave. Thanks.